Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 3rd of June 2024. Now the prices of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is pretty much the same, and surprisingly not much has happened over the weekend. So in today's episode, we'll definitely run through the prices of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, BNB Coin, and also look at the numbers for DeFi decentralized exchanges like we always do. Now one of the unfortunate event, guys, that did actually take place was all the way from Japan, and one of the cryptocurrency exchanges, guys, called as DMM Bitcoin, they were actually hacked for $305 million and roughly 4,502 Bitcoin were compromised. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now what is really interesting to note, guys, is the hackers actually split the stolen Bitcoin in 10 wallets. Now could it be possible we'll be able to find out who the hackers are? Most likely yes, but only time will tell, I guess. Now this is one of the beauties of open blockchain, isn't it? Absolutely all the transactions are completely verifiable unless they use a mixer. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and briefly dwell on this news. Now look, guys, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is to do with politics, and notorious politics do have a very strong say, not just in US elections but also the cryptocurrency world. And in today's episode, I'll discuss what the Biden regime has done so far as cryptocurrency is concerned. Essentially, guys, a left-leaning regime, they have vetoed an EDJ Resolution 109, which is essentially a resolution that is aimed to disapprove the SEC Staffing Account Bulletin number 121. So what I'll do is, guys, I'll go ahead and explain what that is. More importantly, I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on the impact it has on the cryptocurrency industry. Now look, guys, I hate saying this, the left-leaning regime is absolutely against cryptocurrency, but so far as Republicans are concerned, they're definitely very much in favor of cryptocurrency, very much in favor of open source, freedom of speech, and also fair election. So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now in the world of metaverse, guys, we do have an interesting update, and Google, guys, they have merged up with Magic Leap, and looks like they're trying to work on some kind of goggles that will go ahead and enhance the user experience in the metaverse. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. Now look, guys, last Friday I did go live with a couple of my friends via LinkedIn, and we actually went ahead and discussed if the metaverse is dead. Now I very strongly feel, guys, we need at least a decade from now for mainstream adoption of metaverse, but news suggests this is definitely positive in the world of metaverse. Now this point of time I really am not sure if there is absolutely any role blockchain technology could play, but hopefully 5 years from now and in a decade's time, blockchain technology will be able to solve the blockchain trilemma problem, and we may have a distributed metaverse working in a distributed open blockchain platform. That would be wishful thinking, but I'm definitely hoping for that. Now look, guys, we do have a really interesting update all the way from Estonia, and this is to do with mining fraud, guys, and two Estonian nationals, they have made a first court appearance, and I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. Now look, guys, so far as Estonia as a country is concerned, it was one of the early adopters of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and I very specifically remember, guys, in 2016, the Dubai government did actually go ahead and send some of their staff in Estonia to learn from the government as to what is it that they are doing in the realm of blockchain technology. But the news that I'm going to be talking today, guys, is an unfortunate news regarding two Estonian nationals, and looks like this case revolves around fraudulent cryptocurrency mining, and the amount, guys, that is involved is well over $575 million. Definitely not ideal, isn't it? So I'll definitely go ahead and share more information regarding this news. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is by a company called as Clickle, and they have obtained financial services permission in Abu Dhabi, and they want to enhance Web3 offerings for small medium establishments. So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base and give out more information regarding this news. Now the second news, guys, is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and it is not to do with artificial intelligence, and this news also has to do with metaverse. Now look, guys, for 2 days in a row I'm covering news regarding metaverse, isn't it? On Thursday as well I covered news regarding metaverse. Today I'm going to be covering one news regarding Google and Magic Leap regarding metaverse, and the news from Abu Dhabi, guys, has to do with an academy called as 2-Week Academy, and they have launched metaverse camps. So definitely a really interesting news, and I'll share more information regarding this. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 P's. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, there is not much that has happened since the last 72 hours. The global cryptocurrency market is pretty much the same, but since the last 24 hours, guys, it is marginally pumped up by 0.31%. The global cryptocurrency market stands at $2.54 trillion. Now look, guys, the entire cryptocurrency world is waiting for Ethereum trading to kick in, isn't it? And that would definitely drive not just the price of Ethereum, but also the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, in my opinion. I think we might have to wait at least for a week or maybe 10 days or slightly longer for Ethereum spot ETF trading to kick in. Now, so far as the total cryptocurrency market volume is concerned, guys, it is at $50.80 billion. Now, look, guys, I'm recording this podcast in the early hours in Dubai, and technically it is still the 2nd of June in most of the Western countries. Now, keeping that thing in mind, guys, The numbers aren't that bad to be honest, but since the last 24 hours, it is down by 13.77%. Now if you look at the volume in DeFi, guys, it is ridiculously low at $4.38 billion, and DeFi as of today is accounting for 8.61% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now look, guys, truth be told, I'm not seeing any news in the world of DeFi. I very specifically remember, guys, in 2020, there were so many news regarding yield farming. There were so many new projects in the world of decentralized finance. But if you look at the volume in DeFi, it has definitely been disappointing for almost 2 years now. But so far as the total value locked is concerned, it is at a staggering $107.37 billion. Now just a refresher, guys, when Bitcoin did reach an all-time high in 2020, only the total value locked was at $242 billion. From $242 billion, guys, it did actually go down to $35 billion, and it remained somewhere between $35 to $50 billion for almost 15 months, only because of rumors and news regarding spot Ethereum ETF. The total value lock started to increase when BlackRock started to apply for spot Bitcoin ETF, and since then, guys, it has been on an incline, and right now it is at $107.37 billion. Now look, guys, on the 23rd of May, when the Ethereum spot ETF got approved, I very specifically mentioned once the trading actually kicks in, I wouldn't be surprised if the total value lock does actually go down, because the companies and institutions that have applied for spot Ethereum ETF, guys, they cannot be working on the staking rewards, so you definitely need to bear that thing in mind as well. Now so far as the total value locked is concerned, guys, Lido is still dominating with $36.07 billion, and decentralized to centralized exchange dominance is at 16.83%. Now last week, guys, decentralized to centralized exchange dominance was ridiculously high at 28%, isn't it? And the good thing was that it was rather consistent on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays as well. Now it's going to be really interesting to see what percentage decentralized to centralized exchange is. Now let me know, guys, if you agree to my assessment of decentralized to centralized exchange dominance to be around the 40% mark, because then we can confidently state that the world is ready for decentralization. This is just my assessment. Let me know if you agree to it or disagree to it. Now let me just quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges, guys, because Uniswap is leading the pack with $2.06 billion, followed by PancakeSwap, and its volume is $389.97 million. Orca, guys, is at number 3rd. Its volume is $272.9 million. Core Finance is at number 4th. Its volume is $160.64 million. And finally, guys, at number 5th for the second time is a decentralized exchange called as Meteora, and its volume is $130.74 million. Now, guys, there was a strange anomaly. Only the decentralized exchanges that were used primarily in Ethereum, those numbers kicked off pace, but the decentralized exchanges that were working on, let's say, only on Binance or Solana, the volumes did actually go down. So I really am not sure what is going on so far as decentralized exchanges that are working only on Ethereum is concerned. Now let me very quickly run through the volume of stablecoins, guys. The volume is $46.07 billion, and stablecoins as of today is at 90.69% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now look, guys, $46 billion might sound less, but considering the fact that I'm looking at these numbers in the early hours on Monday in Dubai, which is technically still Sunday in most of the Western countries, I'm not too upset about these numbers. Now so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, Tether USDT is leading the pack with $40.61 billion, followed by FDUSD, and its volume is $2.87 billion, and Circle USDC, guys, its volume is $2.61 billion. Now let me very quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's market cap, guys, has marginally picked up pace. Today it is at $1.35 trillion, and Ethereum's market cap has also marginally picked up pace. Today it is at $453 billion. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $13.95 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $10.0 billion. Now so far as the dominance is concerned, guys, Bitcoin's dominance is at 52.82%. Now surprisingly, Ethereum's dominance has actually gone down, and today it is at 17.90%. Now this week, guys, what I'm doing is I'm going to be looking at numbers all to do with NFTs. Now in today's episode, I'm looking at the top 5 NFTs, and I'm going to be sharing out the top 5 total lifetime earnings. Now look, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is go to DeFiLlama.com, and there are loads of information regarding NFTs, loads of information regarding DeFi as well. So let me just run through the top 5 NFT so far as the total lifetime earnings is concerned. And I tend to read out these numbers once in a month in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast. But me personally, guys, I tend to look at these numbers every second day. Now, Yuga Labs, guys, the total lifetime earnings is $568.08 million. The second one is Azuki, and its total lifetime earnings is $127.46 million. The third one, guys, is by Gary Vee, that is VeeFriends, and its volume is $122.17 million. The number 4, guys, is Clonex Takashi Murakami, and its volume is $119.06 million. And the number 5, guys, is Proof Collective, and its total lifetime earnings is $100.51 million. Now let me know, guys, if you're owner of any of these NFTs. Now the issuers of these NFTs have definitely made quite a lot of fortune, isn't it? Now this particular week, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and look at interoperability. So this entire week, guys, I'm going to share out more information regarding interoperability. So let me know, guys, if you do have any points to share regarding interoperability. Now look, guys, at a very basic level, when you talk about interoperability, the basic example I can think of is, let's say if you have a Gmail account, using your Gmail account, you can go ahead and send an email, let's say to a Yahoo account, or let's say to your business account, isn't it? That is interoperability in basic terms. But what I'm going to be doing, guys, in today's episode is, I'm going to be talking about interoperability in blockchain context, because look, guys, interoperability in the context of blockchain refers to the ability of different blockchain networks to communicate, share information, and transact with each other seamlessly. And as the blockchain ecosystem evolves, guys, the proliferation of various blockchain networks, each with its own protocol, consensus mechanism, and different functionalities, create silos that hinder the full potential of blockchain technology, isn't it? And so far as interoperability is concerned, they aim to bridge these silos, allowing for a more cohesive and integrated blockchain environment. So it's really important to have interoperability in blockchain world, isn't it? But look, so far as Web 2 is concerned, there are loads of examples where interoperability already exists. But let's do one thing, guys. Let's dive deeper into the various aspects of blockchain interoperability, including its importance, method of achieving, and I also want to go ahead and look at some real-world applications, and let's also go ahead and talk about some of the challenges and the future direction of interoperability, guys. But look, when you talk about the significance of interoperability, guys, interoperability unleashes the full potential of blockchain technology by allowing different networks to seamlessly communicate and share resources, isn't it? And this integration, guys, fosters innovation, expands functionality, and enhances user experience as well. And by simplifying interactions between blockchain, interoperability lowers barriers to entry and encourages broader adoption of decentralized technologies, so users can access a wide range of services and assets regardless of the blockchain technology they are using. So for instance, guys, let's say if you have funds in Ethereum, you can go ahead and transact with someone using Solana blockchain without having thinking too much. And as a customer, guys, you don't have to think too much so far as the technical concept is concerned, isn't it? And this is where collaboration kicks in, guys. And interoperability facilitates collaboration among blockchain projects, enabling them to leverage each other's strength and combine efforts to tackle common challenges. And this collaborative environment, guys, definitely accelerates development and will promote industry-wide growth. Now, there are different methods of achieving interoperability, guys. So what I want to do next is, I want to go ahead and touch base on different methods of achieving interoperability. So I want to go ahead and touch base on cross-chain bridges, sidechains, interoperability platforms, atomic swaps, universal protocols. So let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding this? And then, guys, what I want to very briefly touch base is the different real-world applications of interoperability. Now, so far as the methods of achieving interoperability is concerned, guys, when you talk about cross-chain bridges, they facilitate asset transfer between different blockchains, and they do that by locking tokens on one chain and issuing equivalent tokens on another. And these bridges, guys, enable seamless interoperability and facilitate cross-chain transactions. Now look, guys, these bridges are definitely useful, but there have been numerous hacks so far as bridges are concerned, and some of the hacks, guys, they were able to steal your funds without even cracking your private key. Essentially, guys, the hack was very simple. They could literally copy paste all of your information and put it onto something else, and your private key got changed. This is an extremely technical concept, but was a relatively simple hack to do. Now let me go ahead and touch base on the second method of achieving interoperability, guys, and that is through sidechains. And sidechains, guys, operate along the main blockchain, and they offer specialized feature or scalability improvements, and they allow assets to be transferred between mainnet and sidechains, thereby enabling interoperability while maintaining security and decentralization. Now let's very quickly touch base on interoperability platform, guys, because platforms like Polkadot and Cosmos, they provide infrastructure for connecting multiple blockchain into a unified network, and they offer tools and protocols for interoperability, enabling cross-chain communication and collaboration among independent blockchains. Now, so far as the next method is concerned, guys, that is atomic swaps. And atomic swaps enable peer-to-peer asset exchanges between different blockchains without the need for intermediaries. And these trustless transactions, guys, ensure that both parties fulfill the obligation simultaneously, ensuring fair and secure cross-chain swaps. Now look, guys, on YouTube there is very basic level information regarding atomic swaps, so I'd really urge you guys to go ahead and check it out, because some of these videos, guys, they do a very good job in explaining what atomic swaps are and how they work. Now the next and the final point I want to touch base is universal protocols, guys. And universal protocols like ILP or Interledger Protocol facilitate interoperability between blockchain and traditional financial systems, because they enable seamless value transfers across different networks, enabling cross-border payments and financial inclusion. Now look, guys, I'm pretty much sure there might be newer methods of interoperability. Now what I want to do next, guys, is I want to go ahead and very briefly touch base on some of the real-world applications, and there might be numerous such applications where interoperability will play a crucial role. So let me go ahead and touch base on some of them, guys. Now the first one I want to touch base is decentralized finance, because look, guys, interoperability enables decentralized platforms to access liquidity and assets from multiple blockchain, creating a more inclusive and efficient financial ecosystem, and users can leverage diverse assets and services across different networks, thereby enhancing DeFi's utility and resilience. Now the next one I want to very briefly touch base is that of supply chain management, because look, guys, interoperable blockchains will streamline supply chain operations, and they can do that by enabling transparent and efficient data exchange among stakeholders, from product tracking into inventory. Interoperability enhances traceability, accountability, and efficiency across the supply chain. What about healthcare, guys? Interoperable healthcare blockchain facilitates secure and transparent sharing of patient data among healthcare providers, thereby improving care conditions, medical research, and patient outcomes as well. And patients may be able to gain greater control over their health data, leading to more personalized and effective healthcare services. Now the next one, guys, in my opinion, is probably the most important one, and that is gaming. An interoperable gaming blockchain, guys, will empower players to own, trade, and monetize in-game assets across different gaming platforms. And this interoperability, guys, will ensure player autonomy, promote virtual economies, and foster a vibrant gaming ecosystem with cross-platform compatibility. Now look, guys, so far as interoperability is concerned, I have a couple of series with Metaverse Standards Forum. We go ahead and discuss the standards that will be required in the so-called Metaverse space, so please feel free to go ahead and check it out. Now let me do one thing, guys. Let me go ahead and touch base on some of the challenges and future directions so far as interoperability is concerned. So I want to touch base on security, scalability, standardization, regulatory compliance, and finally let's discuss the future direction. Now, so far security is concerned, guys, it is really important to understand that ensuring the security of cross-chain transactions remain a paramount concern, requiring robust protocols and safeguards to protect against malicious attacks and vulnerabilities. And something which I did mention earlier, guys, so far as bridges are concerned, it was extremely easy in the past to go ahead and steal your funds without even touching your private key. Now if you do need more information, guys, drop me an email. I'll go ahead and explain how that thing works. Now mind you, guys, I'm not going to go ahead and help you to go ahead and show how the hack is actually done, but I'll go ahead and explain how the hack was actually performed in the past. Now so far scalability is concerned, guys, interoperability solutions must scale to accommodate increased transaction volumes and network demands, ensuring seamless cross-chain communication and performance. Now look, guys, scalability and interoperability is a perfect mix, isn't it? Interoperability could actually go ahead and increase scalability. At the same time, it can also be in a position to offer decentralization or distributed nature of working, in my opinion. Now the third point, guys, is probably the most important thing, that is standardization. And developing common standards and protocol for interoperability is extremely essential to promote compatibility, interoperability, and seamless integration across diverse blockchain network. So what I'll try to do, guys, in tomorrow's episode, I'll try to go ahead and expand on standardization in the blockchain realm, keeping in mind interoperability. Now the next point is regarding regulatory compliance, guys. And look, guys, navigating regulatory frameworks and legal requirements present challenges for cross-chain interoperability, isn't it? And this necessitates collaboration between industry stakeholders. and regulatory authority to ensure compliance and legal clarity. And this leads to the final point, that is future directions and continued innovation in research, guys, in my opinion, will drive advancement in interoperability solutions, addressing current challenges and unlocking new potential for cross-chain collaboration, integration, and adoption. So look, guys, overall, when you talk about interoperability in the blockchain context, blockchain interoperability is a cornerstone of the decentralized future, enabling seamless communications, collaboration, and value transfer across diverse blockchain network. And by overcoming challenges and embracing opportunities, the blockchain community can realize the full potential of interoperability, driving innovation, inclusion, and adoption in the global economy. Now look, guys, if you do have any things to share, mention them in the comments below. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin, guys, is at $68,346, still shy from its all-time high yesterday, but since the last 24 hours, guys, it is up by 0.82%, and since the last 7 days, it is down by 1.06%. Ethereum, guys, if you look at it, since the last 7 days, it's down by 0.14%, but since the last 24 hours, guys, it is down by 0.10% as well. The price right now is at $3,804. Now look, guys, we need to keep an eye on the date when the spot Ethereum trading actually kicks in. That will definitely drive the price of Ethereum. And along with Ethereum, guys, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin, the price of meme coins will be pumping up as well. These are just my honest opinions, but like I always say, guys, all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. Now, so far as Binance BNB coin is concerned, guys, it has definitely crossed the $600 mark once again. It is at $601, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.76%. Since the last 7 days, guys, it is up by 0.12%. Now, let me go ahead and touch base on some unfortunate news, guys, and that is regarding a hack that did actually happen in Japan. And the exchange, guys, is called as DMM Bitcoin, and they are a cryptocurrency exchange, and they lost 4,502.9 Bitcoin, which is worth $305 million, guys. And what happened is, the hacker did actually split the stolen Bitcoin in 10 different wallets. Now, DMM Bitcoin, guys, has taken measures to prevent further theft and promised to reimburse the full amount. And so far as the spot buys are concerned, guys, they are temporarily restricted, and yen withdrawals as of now will be delayed. Now, you need to understand, guys, that this hack is the second largest hack in Japan, following the 2018 CoinCheck hack. Now, my big question for you guys is, how will this particular hack, guys, impact the regulatory landscape for cryptocurrency exchanges in Japan and globally? Because look, guys, $305 million is quite a lot of sum, isn't it? Now, most likely, guys, these hackers will be caught unless they go and use mixer services. Now, hacks are definitely not ideal. They definitely put a very bad dent, not just in the cryptocurrency exchange world, but also in the world of Bitcoin, isn't it? And politicians, guys, will definitely make a massive fuss about it. And one of the notorious politicians, guys, that is Joe Biden. He's definitely not a fan of cryptocurrency. Now, what has happened since the last 24 hours, guys, is the Biden administration, or the left-leaning regime, they have vetoed the SJ Resolution 109, which is a resolution that aimed to disapprove the SEC Staff Accounting Bulletin number 121, also called as SAB 121. Now, SAB 121, guys, outlaws the accounting obligation for firms safeguarding crypto assets. Now, what is a bit bizarre, guys, is Biden has stated that the resolution would improperly limit the SEC's ability to establish necessary regulations and address future issues which could undermine consumer and investor protection. This need not be necessarily right, guys, because the CFTC will be in charge, and looks like the Biden administration definitely does not want that. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, the official information regarding Biden vetoing this is via White House, and it is in the show notes below. And Biden has actually emphasized that the importance of appropriate regulations for responsible development of digital assets, and he has actually expressed a desire to work with Congress on a balanced regulatory framework for digital assets. So let me do one thing, guys. Let me go ahead and break down this news in detail, because look, one of the biggest events that is scheduled to take place later this year is the US elections. And before the Ethereum ETF getting approved, guys, I definitely went ahead and discussed how the left-leaning regime changed the complete stance on Ethereum ETF, and they took a U-turn and they completely went ahead and passed a bill as well. So what I want to do is, guys, regarding this news, I want to go ahead and discuss the impact it will have on the cryptocurrency industry. Because look, guys, the left-leaning administration vetoing this bill underscores the administration's commitment to ensuring robust regulatory oversight of the cryptocurrency industry. And by maintaining SAB 121, the Security and Exchange Commission would retain its authority to set accounting standards for firms handling crypto assets, which aims to enhance transparency and protect consumers and investors. Now, so far as the cryptocurrency industry is concerned, guys, this means continuous emphasis on regulatory compliance and safeguarding practices. Now, look, as the left-leaning administration do actually feel that it could actually lead to a more secure and sustainable environment for digital asset innovation, but some of the experts in the cryptocurrency space do actually feel this as a constraint. So let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding this. Now, what I want to do is, guys, I want to go ahead and touch base on the impact on the cryptocurrency industry, and I want to go ahead and touch base on 7 points. The first one is regarding enhanced regulatory oversight, because this veto by the left-leaning regime signifies a strong stance by the administration on maintaining strict regulatory oversight in the cryptocurrency industry, and by supporting the Security and Exchange Commission's ability to implement Staff Accounting Bulletin number 121, also called as SAB 121, the left-leaning regime ensures that the firms safeguarding crypto assets adhere to rigorous accounting standards, and according to them, guys, this move aims to prevent financial mismanagement and enhance the overall transparency of the cryptocurrency market. Now, look, guys, it's really important to note that Sam Bankman-Fried did heavily donate to the left-leaning Biden regime, and they are the ones who are trying to do this. Now, the second point, guys, is regarding consumer and investor protection, and one of the primary objectives of SAB 121 is to protect consumers and investors from potential risks that are associated with crypto assets, and Joe Biden's veto, guys, underscores the administration's commitment to safeguarding public interest, and according to him, guys, this could actually build trust among retail investors and general public who might be wary of entering a market perceived as under-regulated or risky. Now, look, as we know what happened to Sam Bankman-Fried and how many people lost their funds, isn't it? So it is a bit comical that the Biden regime is focusing on consumer and investor protection. Now, the third point, guys, is regarding increased compliance cost, and for firms operating in cryptocurrency industry, guys, adhering to the guidelines set forth in SAB 121 could actually mean increased compliance cost, and these firms will need to ensure that the accounting practices meet with the new standards, which could involve investing in new technologies, hiring additional compliance personnel, or restructuring the financial operations. Now, look, as because of the increased compliance cost, there is a very high possibility that these firms will be moving out of US to other countries, isn't it? Those are my honest opinion. Now, the fourth point, guys, regarding Joe Biden vetoing this bill has to do with market stability and confidence. Now, what the article by White House states is that enhanced regulatory measures can contribute to greater market stability by ensuring that firms managing crypto assets follow stringent accounting guidelines. The risk of sudden market disruptions due to financial misreporting or asset mismanagement is reduced, and according to them, guys, this stability can foster greater confidence among institutional investors and large financial entities, potentially leading to increased investment and participation in the crypto asset market. Now, look, as in theory this sounds great, but we know how volatile the cryptocurrency market is, isn't it? Now, what is a bit bizarre, guys, is that this is the administration that does not like cryptocurrencies, and that is one of the reasons why they're having this in place. Now, the fifth point, guys, is regarding encouragement of responsible innovation, and the Biden regime stance reflects a desire to balance innovation with responsibility. I definitely do not believe this, guys. Now, what they are saying in the article is, by promoting a regulatory framework that encourages responsible development, the Biden regime aims to harness the benefit of digital assets without compromising financial security. And according to the left-leaning regime, guys, this approach could spur innovation within the bounds of regulatory compliance, leading to the development of new, compliant financial products and services. Now, look, guys, about a lot of firms leaving from US, particularly the communist state of New York, and moving to other countries, isn't it? So really, I'm not sure what vetoing this bill would do. Now, the sixth point, guys, is something which I absolutely do not agree, and what the article states is by vetoing this bill, it is a reinforcement of US leadership in financial technology, and according to this article, guys, by establishing a comprehensive and balanced regulatory framework, the US positions itself as a leader in the global financial system, especially in the rapidly evolving field of digital assets, and this leadership could attract international firms to operate within the US regulatory environment, further strengthening the country's position in the global fintech landscape. Now, look, as in the past I've talked about so many institutions leaving the United States and moving into Middle Eastern countries, isn't it? So really, I'm not sure what the Biden administration is talking about. Now, the seventh point, guys, regarding vetoing of this bill is talking about the potential for future regulatory collaboration, and Biden's call for working with Congress to develop a comprehensive regulatory framework is claiming to have a collaborative approach to crypto regulation. This is 100% not true, guys, and according to the article, it states that it could lead to future legislation that further clarifies and strengthens the regulatory environment, providing a clear and predictable path for industry players. Definitely not true, isn't it? Now look, guys, I've said this thing so many times in the past. When you talk about the left-leaning regime or Democrats, they're definitely not in favor of Bitcoin, definitely not in favor of open source, definitely not in favor of freedom of speech as well. And with the political chaos going on right now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Biden regime is definitely against people using cryptocurrencies as well. So look, guys, overall, the vetoing of HA Resolution 109 definitely signals a clear message that the left-leaning regime prioritizes regulatory integrity and definitely not in favor of what the people actually want. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how the cryptocurrency market reacts to this. Now, guys, let's discuss some interesting news, and this is to do with Metaverse and Google and Magic Leap, guys. They have announced a strategic partnership to advance extended reality technologies, and this collaboration, guys, will combine Magic Leap's expertise in augmented reality optics and manufacturing with Google's technology platform, and they will develop new AR solutions and experiences. And key figures from both companies have expressed enthusiasm about fostering the extended reality ecosystem and in delivering innovative products. And this partnership, guys, builds on a long-term relationship between the two companies. Now, so far as Magic Leap is concerned, guys, they are a leader in the augmented reality optics technology, isn't it? And they're known for innovation in text legibility, color fidelity, and immersive visuals as well. And they manufacture high-precision eyepieces in the flagship product. And Magic Leap 2, guys, offers a lightweight, ergonomical design with top-tier compute performance. And Magic Leap, guys, operate globally with offices in North America, Europe, Israel, Japan, and Switzerland. And look, guys, when you talk about Metaverse, imagine, let's say, a decade from now, using sunglasses, guys, and that will have all the extended reality and augmented reality solutions. That will be an absolutely game changer, isn't it? Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to YouTube and listen to Lex Fridman podcast with Mark Zuckerberg. Now listen, guys, unfortunately we can't go out and tell what is it that they're experiencing, but Mark Zuckerberg and Lex Fridman, they were in different locations, but they were doing this podcast remotely using the Metaverse platform, and you can tell by the enthusiasm of Lex Fridman that he could actually feel that despite them being miles apart, he could actually feel that Mark Zuckerberg was right next to him. So in a decade's time, guys, what will happen is there might be 5 senses that we'll be able to capture while being remote. This is absolutely futuristic, isn't it? That is the true use case of Metaverse. Now, guys, let's discuss some news all the way from Estonia, and 2 Estonian nationals, that is Sergei Potapenko and Ivan Turgan, guys, have made the first court appearance after being arrested for their alleged involvement in cryptocurrency fraud scheme. And the Department of Justice, guys, claims that the defendant operated a fraudulent cryptocurrency mining service, that is Hashflare, and they lured victims to purchase contracts for over $500 million. And the pair, guys, is accused of raising $25 million through the investment in a virtual currency bank that was never established. Now look, guys, this is definitely not ideal so far as cryptocurrency mining is concerned, isn't it? And what is a bit bizarre and strange, guys, is that these are Estonian nationals, and as I mentioned earlier, guys, Estonia as a country was one of the countries that was very proactive in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, especially blockchain technology as well. So definitely unfortunate news. So these were some macro level news, guys, from the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is all the way from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. And Clickle, guys, they have obtained financial service permission in Abu Dhabi, and they want to enhance Web3 offerings for SMEs. Now Clickle, guys, is spelled as K for kite, L for Larry, I for India, C for China, K for kite, and L for Larry again. Really interesting name, isn't it? Now Clickle, guys, has obtained a financial service permission, also called as FSP, from the Financial Service Regulatory Authority, also called as FSRA, of Abu Dhabi Global Market. And this permission, guys, now allows Clickle to offer custody and brokerage services for virtual assets as a principal or agent. And the acquisition of FSP, guys, is a key step in Clickle's strategy to merge regional expertise with global Web3 market demands. Now Clickle, guys, has been a significant player in Web3 financial services within the Middle East since its inception, and the company is committed to global standards and aims to foster a sustainable cryptocurrency ecosystem. And the new financial service permission, guys, will enable Clickle to expand its financial solutions particularly for small-medium establishments, through its Digibox product as DFIN, that is Decentralized Financial Infrastructure Network, and Clickle guys aims to provide SMEs with competitive advantages in the evolving Web3 landscape. And Michael Zhao, the CEO of Clickle, highlighted Abu Dhabi's role in financial innovation, and Michael Zhao guys has expressed gratitude for the FSRE's endorsement, viewing it as a validation of Clickle's strategy. And Arvind Ramamurthy, the Chief of Marketing Development of ADGM, has congratulated Clickle on receiving the Financial Services Permission, and the Financial Service Permission allows Clickle to access ADGM's virtual asset framework and infrastructure. Now look guys, I'm finding it a bit bizarre and strange that Clickle, which is claiming to be Web3, has a CEO, isn't it? Definitely interesting news, but when you talk about Web3 guys, there is no CEO, there should not be a CTO, COO, but nonetheless, let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because this milestone guys introduces Clickle to ADGM's dynamic cryptocurrency ecosystem, and it opens opportunities for Clickle to reach institutional investors and market users. And ADGM, that is Abu Dhabi Global Market guys, is positioned as a premier and innovation-driven international financial center in the region, isn't it? And Clickle plans to launch additional digital financial services initiative in the coming months, and Michael Zhao has emphasized the company's vision to innovate within the regulatory framework, bridging digital and traditional finance, and Clickle aims to provide universal access to cryptocurrency world, supporting Abu Dhabi's ambition to be a global digital asset hub. And the company is focused on empowering small-medium establishments or SMEs globally with advanced financial tools, so definitely positive news, I guess. Now guys, let's discuss another positive news, and this is to do with Academy in Saudi Arabia. And what I'm really liking guys is this news has to do with Metaverse, and the news essentially is that Saudi Arabia's 2x Academy, they have launched Metaverse camps. So let me go ahead and share more information regarding this, because 2x Academy guys has launched Metaverse Academy camps, and the camps are held in partnership with Meta, and these are the first Metaverse camps in the Middle East and North African region, also called as MENA region. Now the registration for the camps is now open, and the camp will last for 9 months, and they will be held at 2x Academy's head office in Riyadh. And the camp guys will cover several tags focused on the Metaverse, and trainees will be introduced to the concept of Metaverse, and the camps guys will help trainees explore augmented reality and virtual reality technologies, and the program aims to equip trainees with skills to build and develop Metaverse ecosystem. Now 2x Academy guys is partnering with major international companies for these camps, and the Academy has previously launched Apple Developer Academy as well, and it also launched an AWS Academy. Additionally guys, 2x Academy has also launched Alibaba Cloud Academy, and these initiatives guys aim to build national human resources specialized in emerging technologies, and the goal is to meet the requirements of the labor market. And also guys, the Metaverse camps are part of 2x Academy's broad educational initiatives, and the Academy is focused on advancing technology education in Saudi Arabia and the wider region. So definitely positive news guys. So these were the news guys from cryptocurrency, blockchain, Metaverse and artificial intelligence world, from Crypto and Coffee Read from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. And also guys, please feel free to go ahead and check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. It is loaded with loads of information in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, Metaverse, artificial intelligence and quite a lot of other. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. I have a question by Ekta who asks, are there any specific events in Dubai that you would like to recommend? Now to be honest, Ekta, I have not been attending any events recently, and the reason is pretty simple. When I used to attend these sessions going back to 2016 and 17, I did actually find a lot of qualitative information, but as time has gone by, I'm finding that these meetups are absolutely horrendous in my opinion. The only one which I did actually like in the recent past was that Crypto with Coffee, but they have stopped making any such events. The other one I can only think of is maybe Society X, but I haven't attended any of these sessions to be honest. So what I'd recommend you to do is Ekta, go to Telegram and look out for Society X, or try to check the page via LinkedIn, they do tend to have a couple of sessions. I believe they have a session with Bybit and Town Foundation, but look, I haven't attended any of this session. But look, Hector, there are numerous such events in Dubai. If you go to meetup.com or let's say eventbrite.com, there are quite a lot of events in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency space. More importantly, in the NFT space, I used to attend some of them, but I was absolutely baffled by the lack of information that they have. And in my experience, what I'm noticing is that people truly don't understand why Bitcoin was created. They don't understand the pillars of open blockchain. They don't understand what blockchain trilemma is. And according to me, the knowledge gap has actually increased. But at the same time, the investments are pulling in. So it looks like people are giving out a lot of information that investors want to hear. Unfortunately, I hate saying this, the information that a lot of them put out is absolutely incorrect and devastating. So if you want my honest opinion, rather than attending any of these sessions, you'd be better off, let's say, listening to podcasts. So I would recommend listening to, let's say, Unchained podcast, listen to Bankless podcast, listen to Anthony Pompliano and What Bitcoin Did, even listen to my podcast for that matter. But look, so far as events is concerned, I'm definitely not liking any of such events. Now, there are a couple of major events that are going to be scheduled later on this year as well. One of them is Blockchain Future Summit. Now, the very first session that did actually take place in 2017, I was one of the speakers in one of the events. Now, Future Blockchain Summit might just be one of the biggest blockchain events probably in the entire world. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there is a Bitcoin-only event in Abu Dhabi. I think it is called as Bitcoin MENA event, so definitely keep an eye on that. But look, Hector, so far as these events are concerned, these events are definitely great so far as networking is concerned. So let's say if you want to connect with people, if you want to connect with fellow software developers, or want to, let's say, connect with investors, or let's say high net worthy individuals or venture capitalists, then these events are great. But let's say if you want to learn or understand any of the protocols or projects, I don't necessarily think it might be a great thing to attend all these sessions. Rather look at podcasts, go to the company's website and try to look at the white paper and read through it and try to understand it. And I hate saying this, Hector, some of the white papers, I've actually spoken to some of the CTOs, I've spoken to some of the so-called CEOs, even they are not aware of what the white paper is. And I can openly give you an example. One of the CEOs of a particular project, a well-known project to be honest, did actually give me the white paper, and we were doing some consultation, and I actually had to tell him that what they are building is on Binance BNB chain. He had absolutely no idea that they were building it on Binance BNB chain. It might sound foolish and scary, but those are some facts. He was under the impression that they are building it on Ethereum, and I had to actually tell him that look, on your white paper does actually says Binance BNB chain, and his reaction was absolutely funny. Now look, Hector, if you still want to go ahead and attend these events, what I recommend you to do is go to meetup.com. The only event which I would confidently state worth attending is a Bitcoin event which is done by a guy called Adam, if I'm not mistaken. I think the meetup used to happen every Mondays. I'm not sure if they still do it or now, but that is the only event I would recommend. But other than that, you would be better off listening to podcasts, maybe listen to YouTube channels that did not talk about price-related information. Crypto RS is one channel which I absolutely love. There is Coin Bureau. That is another YouTube channel in my opinion. Other than that, the OGs, that is Ivan on Tech, used to put up, if not some of the great videos as well. But those are my honest thoughts, Hector. And that's about all, guys. In the Ask Me Anything season, blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. And guys, please feel free to go and check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. It is loaded with loads of information. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. And remember guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 AM to 8:30 AM, we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, from cryptocurrency, blockchain and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.